for your stream.
I just put it in the text right now too. Where's my phone? All right, looks like we are live right now. Let me tweet this out. What's up, everybody? We'll wait for chat to get in here, and then we'll get the show on the road. We got a lot of stuff to go through. If you're tuning into the archive, this is gonna be a quick stream where we're gonna go through all of the this week of Bungie stuff, because there's a lot of stuff here to go through. There's a lot of stuff. Iron Banner, the new raid reward rework system, and let me just retweet this. And I am here with General K-Dub. He's been promoted.
I've been promoted,
and everybody can hear you, right? This time.
Yeah, right.
No more Mesa fails, and make sure everyone could hear it. Hey, Michael. Hey, Time Splitter. All right, so here we go. Let's just. There's a lot of stuff to dissect here, guys. Especially the new raid reward rework, and all the stuff's going to be dropping next week on Tuesday, which will be the 30th. Okay, so that's going to be. Remember, we're getting 2 updates. We're getting the 30th update, and then we will be getting an update sometime in the in February. We know that, and we know we'll be getting some Crimson Days action going. All right, so let's just start at the top right here, and we can see some Iron Banner rewards. I'm going to go right to the top. All right, so this week at Bungie, I'll kick this one off. This week at Bungie, we've got details on the next update to Destiny 2. On Tuesday, faction rallies came to a close, and New Monarchy defended their title. They are now a 2-time champion. They are now 2-time champions, and they aren't shy about rubbing it in the other faction's faces. You can pick up their prize in the tower. Servants loyal to New Monarchy will get a discount. Everyone else can still get it, but it's going to cost more glimmer. Perhaps future War Cult will get the W next time faction rallies return. Until then, have a new event to look forward to. All right, so you want to take it from here, K-Dub, and read us about Garden Saladin? Iron Banana.
Yeah, man, the banana coming in 5 days, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
January 30 to February 6th, and the game is Control, which, hey, that's a crowd favorite.
Yep.
This will be the first time Lord Saladin returns to the tower in Season 2. There have been some changes to how you'll go about decorating your Guardian with relics of the Iron Lords. First, we're adding new items to the engrams you'll find waiting for you when you visit Lord Saladin. There will definitely be Season 2 weapons in the Iron Banner engram, and we will be adding more in the next event. So here is a look at what rewards you can expect to earn next week.
So they're being straightforward and saying, this is what we can get from the engrams. Now, folks, if you want, I'm going to link in the archived video. I've got a full video on all of the perks on these weapons. So we see a hand cannon, because all this stuff leaked into the database, and also on DestinySets.com, Destiny Tracker and everything. That's my phone. I'm going to shut that off. They got the scout rifle. That's a viced one. So it's good.
Something I want to say, that hand cannon, which is the Hake hand cannon. I love on these weapons the ornate stuff, as far as the gold, as far as the wolf. They've got a little thing of the tree there.
Yep.
The scout rifle is a viced, but again, you've got the wolf. And then the shotgun looks pretty sweet. Again, the gold wolf, and then the tree. I just love them. So obviously, we're not big fans of the puffy ghost, which is there. But
yeah, the puffy ghost.
It looks pretty cool.
New sparrow here.
But I love the ornateness of it. It looks great.
Yeah. The only thing not pictured is the Iron Banner ship. We'll save that for when you discover it yourself. Could that be a quest or something? Maybe they're teasing us there, you think, K-Dub? I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see. If you're missing...
It's always been the chase is the ship, right?
I know, right? Remember, what was the big space bus one that was dropped in the beta? Yep. Remember that?
Yep.
If you're missing items from last season, they will still drop as possible rewards from the engram. There's also a new emblem that tracks how many lifetime rank ups for Iron Banner you've earned in Destiny 2. You can earn it by completing the Iron Banner milestone. We've received a lot of feedback from previous Iron Banner events that players preferred a way to directly acquire items. We have added the ability to obtain armor and 3 different weapons from Lord Saladin during each event. Here is what he will have to offer next week. So we can see now you can get the full ornament set. And I've got some of the armor already. Actually, my hunter's got the full set already. And if you go in there, it shows the ornaments. And I'm going to assume they're going to have challenges, which it looks like they're talking about next. So the final way to earn, the final way to earn rewards is by completing challenges. Ornaments are available for all of your Iron Banner gear, and you can unlock them by completing various objectives for Lord Saladin. So here we got a little GIF here going of the different ornaments, which looks pretty badass.
Looking stuff. Love All of the helmets look fabulous, by the way. I dig them all.
Yeah, I like the Hunter the most, I think. Warlock,
cool, yeah.
can't... I'm a Warlock main, obviously, but I don't know if I'm really feeling that. The Titan looks better, though.
Yeah, I like the Titan one, yeah.
It's better than the Titan Raid Lair set, because that just looks kind of silly, I think.
I like the samurai look stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, the Warlock's shoulders look pretty cool with those blades.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it matches with the helmet. But, man, I'd wish kind of that the... I mean, I know the Titan needs to look a little bulkier, which is where they've got the shoulder pads, but the blades on the Titan, dude...
Yeah.
That would be pretty sick.
That looks pretty sick.
But they all look great.
Yep.
I like it all. It looks awesome.
We got here. There are no limits to how many engrams you can acquire or how many tokens you can earn. There we go. So there's not a cap like with faction rallies. Get as much playtime as you can during the week. It will always move you a little closer to opening another engram, earning an ornament, or purchasing a piece of gear from Lord Saladin. So it'd be interesting to see what the challenges are. I might have to go into my character later where you could see the ornaments and see. Maybe it'll say the challenges. I'm sure it'll be like like the helmet will probably be complete 25 games of Iron Banner or something, or cap zones, and because it'll be control next week, so maybe cap zones and control, or kill squirrely hunters or something like that. All right, let's move on to Masterworks Armor. So KW, you want to take it from here? Masters of Armor.
Yeah, man, Masters of the Armor. It says many of you have already been discovering Masterwork weapons and adding them to your collection. Next week we're adding Armor Masterworks to the mix. All legendary armor now has a chance to drop as a Masterwork. The same rules apply as with weapons. You'll have a higher chance of getting Armor Masterwork from Trials of the Nine and raid activities, but you might get a lucky engram from Lord Shaxx and any other vendor who offers engrams. The benefits: each armor piece grants 3% damage resistance while using a super. This stacks for a 15% damage reduction if you have a full set of Masterwork armor. I think that's awesome because with the new with the changes with Destiny 2 being that you're going to do more damage to that, if that's a Titan that's in his solar super and you're using a solar elemental gun, you pretty much can take them down pretty quick.
Yeah.
This is kind of, if you're Mr. Tickle Fingers that's coming around the corner, and and you've got that full set of Masterwork armor, it's going to be hella hard to take them down. So I like this. I think it's a good. Ad. It says Masterwork armors can be reworked to a different stat package: heavy, light, or restorative, for 1 Masterwork core and 10 legendary shards. And they show an example of the Hunter gauntlets there, so that looks pretty cool. It says you can now rework stats on your armor. The result will still be stat packages that are found on other pieces. There is a UI bug right now where if you try to quickly rework armor sets, it'll appear to rework to the same stats. It doesn't actually perform the rework function or use your materials, but it can be quite scary. So we wanted to give you a heads up.
Look at them giving a heads up on glitches. See,
I know,
that's more communication.
Right.
I like it. I like it.
We're working on it. Right, don't freak out. This is just the first version of Armor Masterworks. We are planning to continue updating the system and adding additional benefits. As always, if you have feedback, please let us know. Happy hunting.
So it looks like
you do the raid part, my friend.
Yeah. So it looks like it only takes 5 Masterwork cores to upgrade a piece of armor, where it's 10 for a weapon, which is pretty good. I've been hoarding them. I have like 25 Masterwork cores. I've just been hoarding tokens, and I think next week I think I'll just cash in. You know what? I'll go to all the planetary destinations just because of the fact that that's where I got most of my Masterwork weapons. All right. Now, this is the really exciting stuff, which is going to be the Raid Reward Rework. And give you a heads up, guys, I'll be streaming the raids next week at Reset with W2F Game Nation, and it's going to be sponsored by Scuff. So we'll be giving away a Scuff controller during that stream. So I'll have more details about that over the weekend and how that's going to work. So the Raid Reward Renewal, the RRRs. Here we go. Raiding is one of Destiny 2's ultimate endgame experiences. So far, you have explored the mysteries of the Leviathan and dove even deeper into its first lair, the Eater of the Worlds. We've received feedback that while the experiences were epic, the rewards could use some more love. We've invited senior designer Daniel, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. Ashenpaw, there you go. To tell you more about what we're changing with the rewards starting with next week's raids. Daniel says, with the upcoming January patch, we're making a number of changes to the way raid rewards work. We've been hearing that the current system does not feel exciting when you kill bosses, that tokens aren't interesting enough, and that you want more deep chase items to hunt down. This is our first swing at tackling some of those, and we hope you'll jump in and play with these changes a bit and then let us know how you feel. For now, let's dive into the changes and talk a bit about our goals and thinking with them. Here we go. Raid Armor, now with Raid Perks. I'm going to just do a quick clap right there, because this is what we've been wanting. Raid Armor now drops with perks that function on the Leviathan. These appear on mods that are selectable on both new drops and existing Raid Armor pieces you may already have in your inventory. That's a question that was coming up too, is, well, what about all my old Raid Armor sets?
That I've already gotten.
You know, and I'm glad I didn't dismantle all my stuff. I still have it, I think.
Exactly. Right.
Additionally, these mods are reusable. If you swap to another one, these will always be in the list to swap back to on your Raid Armor for the low price of 1 Callus token. Since no one wants to take a -5 power penalty if they remove their legendary mods while in the raid, all the raid mods are legendary by default. This should also be extra icing on the cake for players who can't seem to get that last mod they need to max out their gear.
That's a good change.
That's a very good change, and we could see a little GIF. Well, actually, not a GIF, just a picture right there. The goal for these perks was to elevate the power of the Guardian in the raid. We aim to build things that were useful in every encounter. As a result, we avoided things that relied on specific mechanics to be useful and moved to broadly useful perks like recharge your grenade when you activate your super, deal 20% extra damage after getting a melee kill, as opposed to things tied to specific mechanics. All right. So let's look at this right here. We got the Cloak of the Emperor's Agent. Now, we got +5 defense. So if we look at this here, while on the Leviathan, your solar abilities deal 25% more damage. That's going to help a lot with Prestige. Yeah. Now, is that now it says while on the Leviathan. Now, are they referring to just the Leviathan raid, or are they also referring to the raid lair? It'd be interesting.
Right. I think it's going to be both.
Okay.
And the cool thing, too, is I like with this picture, what they're showing is, so here you're showing an Arc mod, a Solar mod, and a Void mod, and you can just swap them for a token.
Yep.
I really like this a lot because you have different encounters and different things. You know, if you're in, bats, or you're going against dogs, you're going to whatever you're doing, you can swap them. I really think it's a great change. And having, we've always had these inventory squares for all these mods. They're always empty.
Yep.
So this is great. So now you can start stacking that stuff up, and it's also another place where you can store these instead of your stupid inventory.
Exactly. And what I like about this is that like this is a Masterworks cloak, right? So if we max out our armor with Masterworks, that's a 15%, right? Was that the percentage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I know
you have all 5 pieces. It's 3% each. Yep.
So when I'm doing a throne room for Prestige Callus, and I like to use my Arc Stripper, the Arc Stripper, that's what's used to clear out the ads. You know what I mean? And if I could have resistant, I pop my super, and I could just go on and on with Raid and Flux, just wasting all the ads in a throne room.
Right.
So having Masterworks plus Raid perks that's really going to help. All right.
Yep. Agreed.
You want to take it from here from double drops?
Double drops, which is hey, we always love that.
Yep.
Clearing Prestige now gives you Prestige and normal drop. Sounds like something that we used to get in Destiny 1, which is awesome.
Yep.
If you have the prowess to clear Prestige, then you've proven yourself enough that we don't need to force you to go back and do normal. So you get both. That's great. Raid encounters always drop a raid piece. We didn't want players to have that dead encounter feeling anymore. Where they had already received the rewards for that encounter. We're just waiting on the later encounter. Or even worse, the disappointed feeling where no one in your raid group gets something, which could happen under rare circumstances in the old system. So we've unified the drop tables for the encounters so that raid gear isn't tied to a specific encounter anymore, with an exception of below. So no matter what encounter you clear, you can get raid loot. And every encounter has a chance to drop an exotic. Not an engram that you have to take back to Rahul for decryption, but an item you could equip and start using immediately if you want. Yay.
Yay.
This list of possible exotic drops is comprised of all non-quest exotics with armor and weapons weighted equally, and is restricted to things your class can equip. Yay.
Yay.
I'm a Titan and I get a freaking hunter helm. I don't need that.
I know, right?
That's great. So, Raid Vendor sells a rotating selection of raid gear. This is good.
Yep.
If you just can't get that last piece to drop for you, we want to give you some agency with your tokens. For a cost of legendary shards and some Callus tokens, you can purchase the pieces if you have completed the raid for the week. For instance, if you want to buy the Prestige chest armor, you need to complete the Prestige mode that week before you can do so. This is a huge thing because, Shawnee, how long did it take you to get the boots in Destiny 1?
Forget it. Ages. Yeah.
Forever, right? You were like, I can't get the damn boots. Well, here you go. This is so people can save up tokens by sticking to normal mode and still wear the Prestige gear. We wanted to give people agency to fill in those few slots they're missing, not negate the need to progress further in a raid. Old Benedict will change up what pieces they have available for purchase each week. Why don't you go from there, Shawnee?
Now we have the new item, Exotic Raid Ghost, the Contender's Shell. And I've been wondering, what benefits can it give us actually in the raid? While not quite at the grind level of the legendary Nano Phoenix, which I did Wrath of the Machine 6 times, because I was convinced maybe it'll drop on hard, challenge, maybe it'll drop on normal. I would do it 6 times a week till I finally got it. We felt like we needed to add a chase item to the raid pool to make coming back still have a reward potential each week. Enter the Contender's Shell. This ghost can drop from the final encounter in either Leviathan or Eater of the Worlds. We also included some bad luck protection to avoid the previously mentioned Nano Phoenix problem, so that dictated raiders can rest assured they'll get their hands on it eventually, even if it takes several weeks. The Contender's Shell comes with some brand new perks that we're hoping helps reward players that keep clearing the raid even after they've gotten their ghost. Both active only on the Leviathan and its lair, they aim to make Leviathan encounter rewards stay awesome. First, Seeker of Brilliance enables the chance for encounters to drop bright engrams from their loot pools. Alright, that's interesting. Every time one does not drop a bright engram, will increase the chance for the next. Remember, those are good. Yeah, that's a good little, tie-in there, I'd say. Remember, those exotics that can drop from encounters I was talking about earlier, well, Seeker of Opulence means those exotics have a 50% chance to pull from a list of exotics you haven't collected yet instead of the standard list. Lastly, to top off this already pretty rad ghost, we threw on Seeker of Glory, which provides a tracker of the number of encounters you've defeated on the Leviathan. Now, a lot of this is all about exotic drops, and I have every exotic in the game right now. I think a lot of the hardcore players do. This is going to come in handy when the next expansion comes out, depending on how many exotics actually comes with the expansion. You know what I mean? So
Can I get an ornament to make that ghost not puffy?
I know, right? I don't like Bungie. Go back to regular.
The look of it. I like the luminescent kind of look, but it's whatever.
I know. I'm not into the puffy ghost. I realize this is a bit of an avalanche of text more than a wall, but I wanted to talk about both what we are working on and why we did it. I know we still aren't going to address every concern here, but hopefully this is a start in good faith. If we missed the mark on something, please let us know. Additionally, if you think we really nailed it on one of these changes, please give us feedback as well so we can keep doing more of that. We're hard at work on next month's update now, but I hope next week you'll jump back in the Leviathan, both Raid and Raid Lair, and let us know how it feels. But look at
Something that I think is funny is that they said, hey, let us know what you think. But additionally, if we nailed it, let us know that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how many times, all the feedback they get, they never get positive feedback. It's only negative feedback.
They just, like no one's going to tell them what works and what, they just tell them what does not work. But I think these raid perks, and also coupled with the Masterworks of stacking the resistance to damage while you're in your super, I think it's going to be awesome. Right. Look at that. While on a Leviathan, your solar abilities deal 25% more. That's going to come in handy in the Prestige raid for sure.
Prestige? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. And I think next week, guys, if you're just tuning in, I'm going to be streaming on Tuesday when the new rewards drop right here on YouTube. And I'll be streaming with WTF Game Nation. And it'll be sponsored by Scuff. So we'll be giving away a Scuff Impact throughout that stream. All right. Nice. Moving along. You want to give the patch note preview, K-Dub?
I'll give the patch note preview. Yeah. So Armor Masterworks, our changes to raid rewards aren't the only changes coming in the 1.12 update on January 30. Here is a look at a few of the other fixes you can expect to see in the full notes that week. Prometheus Lens. There's going to be a little update to Prometheus Lens.
Okay.
Flame Refraction perk now generates ammo instead of pulling from reserves. Okay. Increased base damage. Okay, because it got nerfed to all of you know what.
I was using it yesterday on on one like strikes and adventures, it definitely feels weak right now. It definitely needs a fix.
Yeah, no, it is. Right. They did a thorn, and so now we're going to bring it back. Fix an issue where new characters created after the release of Curse of Osiris were not receiving the Flashpoint milestone. Players in social spaces like the Tower receive a notification when they're lost and found at the Postmaster is full. Yeah, mine's pretty close.
Very nice.
Heroic Strike completions, it's only because of my vault. But Heroic Strike completions now have a greater chance of granting exotic rewards.
Okay.
That's I ran Heroic Strikes the other day for 3 hours and did any of those.
Nothing. Okay. Yep.
Mercury challenges are now available during adventures.
Cool.
Fix an issue where Curse of Osiris strikes were not properly granting clan engrams when featured as a Nightfall activity.
Okay.
I haven't really had this issue, but
yeah.
Fix an issue where challenges were not appearing within quick play.
All right.
And increase the dismantle timer for Masterwork cores.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't know there was a timer on there, was there?
Right. Yeah, I didn't either, but I guess now we know.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Want to take this here? The shaders sit down?
Yeah,
Go for it.
The shaders sit down. Right. So since the launch of Destiny 2, we've gathered a lot of feedback on the new shader system. As time went on and the shaders began to pile up, players lamented the cumbersome process of trying to delete each shader one by one. Oh, this is going to be great news, dude.
Here we go.
You've been asking us why we can't just dismantle entire stacks of shaders. I mean, there are other consumables that can be dismantled en masse. It's a totally reasonable question, and we wanted to let you know the facts. We're not making excuses or claiming this problem is too hard to solve. We just want to be transparent about what the problem is and how we're going to go about solving it. Here's Senior Design Lead Tyson Green to shed some light on shaders. Tyson said, shaders are individual items, and individual items trigger individual reward bundles when dismantled. Even when those rewards are simple, that creates a challenge for us we haven't yet addressed, which is triggering dozens or hundreds of reward bundles simultaneously when an entire stack of shaders is dismantled. This is challenging not simply because an arbitrary number of rewards need to run and be delivered simultaneously, but because we also want to have safeguards against scenarios where this produced items that couldn't fit in your inventory, which could be instantly lost, such as shaders that produce glimmer could easily evaporate into nothing if you were at or near the cap. So that's a good explanation.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you know, we were dismantling shaders for Bright Dust. Right?
Yeah, that's what I do.
You know, that's the kind of thing. So they're gonna watch that with glimmer and glimmer caps, and you don't get a reward. They're gonna kind of try to protect against that.
Okay.
It would be relatively easy to find another button on the controller and let players actually delete a full stack, but that isn't in the spirit of what players are asking for. So we're looking for at a stronger solve. In addition, we are also looking at how to address other shader feedback. It should be easier to get rid of a stack of shaders. We are looking at mass exchange solutions. Excuse me. We know you missed D1 armor shader mechanics. Looking at a way to reintegrate that capability without losing the ability to shade weapons, ghosts, ships, sparrows, and customize specific pieces of armor. We also understand you want shaders to be more freely usable and not limited by availability. We're looking at reintroducing shader collections or a way to get copies of a shader in your possession. That's really cool.
Yeah.
This work is ongoing, and we'll record as to when the solution will land and we get closer to a fix, and we will test and certify. For now, it is important to us to let you know that it is on our workbench. So good stuff. I definitely like if I have a shader that I really like, and I don't have any more of them, if there's a way to copy or produce more of those with some sort of cost, I would appreciate that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I cleaned out most of my shaders because when I wanted to buy the Dawning gear sets, I didn't spend a dime on silver. I went through all my Bright Dust shaders and dismantled them like crazy and got enough Bright Dust. So right now, my shaders, I actually have a whole bunch of free slots open for shaders because every time I get a Bright Engram and it's a shader that I don't really care for, I just dismantle it right away just to get that Bright Dust. So trying to keep a clean inventory. All right, so
I mean, there's 3 or 4 shaders that I like to use because I like a certain color scheme. I either like black, I like something maybe it's flashy, I like kind of the what's the armor that looks like gray, like microfiber, the carbon fiber.
Yep,
like
carbon fiber's good.
Fiber look. So there's a few different ones that I like. The other ones I don't care.
Yeah.
You know? So, but I've used the ones that I like, and I have maybe 1 or 2 each, and I can't do a full set of that shader because I don't have it. This would if there was a solution to, I can go buy or copy for certain legendary shards or for some glimmer or Bright Dust even, whatever the case may be, I'd be cool with that. So I
Yeah.
like the idea.
Yeah, and it's just at that point where it's like I've got my, like, some of my favorites are not even legendaries. Like there's one called Dusk Mine that I think you get from Devram K or stuff on the EDZ, I think. That's pretty damn cool. All right, so that's it for Shaders. So they're working on it, and hopefully we'll have a solution soon. So, turning the page, we've unveiled our very first webcomic. To call it the first implies that would not be the last.
There's going to be more.
Coming soon, we'll be delivering the next episode, The Fall of Osiris. Now, this is where I'm looking for when Bife and also Evade from Destiny Guides does like a full, like almost... they do just like a full video going through the entire comics. I don't have to actually just read through it. I'd rather just listen to Bife's voice or Evade's and talk me through the comic while I just play in the background or something like. So keep your eyes trained on Bungie.net for the next week.
I would really love this in print, though.
Oh, yeah. Are they selling them in print? No, it's just on. Yeah, it's just on the web.
It's the web.
That's right.
The web comic. But man,
I'd collect these,
I was
man.
a huge comic book collector back in the day, and if an episode, or, if #1 Destiny Fall of Osiris comic book was hit on a shelf at this bookstore, I'd be like buying all of them.
I'd be, just for collection purposes. All right, next up, let's see. We got the update schedule. So we got upcoming maintenance. Let's see. I'm just going to glance through this. Monday the 29th. Let's see. Destiny service is going to go down for maintenance. No downtime expected. Tuesday the 30th. The Destiny service will be brought offline for maintenance. Destiny update 1.1.2 will become available upon maintenance completion. And let's see. It looks like it's going to start at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is going to be 12 noon. Oh, no, 8 to 9, 9, 10, 11.
11.
Right. And then, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just reading this here. 12 noon Pacific, it should be done by. Okay, so that'll be like 3 p.m. Eastern for me. That's perfect.
Right.
And then I'll be streaming the new Prestige Raid with WTF. I'm sorry. I just keep plugging it over and over because I want people to come. We'll be streaming the Prestige Raid and Raid Lair Tuesday afternoon when maintenance is over, and we'll be giving away a Scuff Impact controller because Scuff will be involved with that stream. All right,
be aware that you can't go fast on your Sparrow with that controller. Okay.
No, sure, you just gotta.
If you do a K-Dub fail and make your settings too far,
you gotta fine tune it, man. I just always go by a fusion rifle or a hand cannon. So when I see the hammer of the hand cannon go back a little bit, then I know I found the sweet spot. On Wednesday, the 31st, Destiny services will undergo back-end maintenance. No downtime is expected. Armor, Masterworks reworking perks. Late in development, an issue was discovered impacting the ability to rework Masterwork Armor pieces quickly in succession.
That's what they were talking about earlier.
Yeah. So everybody, when you start getting your Masterwork Armors and you're trying to re-roll them, you might want to just do one and then wait a little bit and wait for more information either here. Oh, thank you for the new sponsor, BMade27. Thank you. Welcome to the Mesa Army, sir. Nice. Or he or she, I'm sorry. Let's see. If a player attempts to rework a Masterwork Armor piece immediately after reworking the item, a progress bar will fill up but no action is completed in-game. The armor piece will retain the previously held perk and no Masterwork cores are lost due to this issue. Players will be required to attempt this action again when experiencing this issue. All right, cool. So at least they're giving a heads up, just to be careful. There is some that they're working on. We got our movies of the week, and then we're signing off here. You want to read the sign-off from Cosmo?
That's it. Yep, that's it.
All right. Do you want to read the sign-off? Read off the sign-off from Cosmo.
Sure. So some of what we're talking about this week are just the first steps in the plan we laid out in our development update a few weeks ago. You can expect the new update to land in February. We don't plan on going dark until then. We'll be around, keeping you informed on how everything is going. Next week, we'll send out a graphical roadmap that will illustrate the updates we have planned for the coming weeks and months.
Nice.
Wow, a graphical, illustrative roadmap.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
Along with what you can expect to find in them. With Armor, Masterworks, and the new raid rewards, next week is a prime opportunity to revisit the Leviathan. If raiding isn't your jam, Iron Banner's calling your name. I plan on partaking in both. Maybe I'll see you out in the wild. Great job, Cosmo.
So lots of stuff to do next week, folks. If you're into PvP, we've got Iron Banner. If you're into raiding, I'm going to be raiding all next week because I want these perks here. I want these items here. And I wonder, is that going to be... That's just one of the perks. I'm looking at the Hunter Cloak right now. While on a Leviathan, your solar damage ability deals 25% more damage. Do you think the other pieces, like gloves or boots and stuff, they're going to have different perks? Or is it just...
Different perks? I would think so.
Okay.
No, I would think... I mean, the one thing is just, you know, the one perk that they were talking about is just during your super. I can't imagine that they're all going to be just that. I
Yeah.
think there's got to be different.
There's got to be different
ones for different pieces. I would think so.
They're just teasing us right now, and it looks like we don't have a penalty other than one Callus token if we want to swap. If we collect these and we want to swap between Solar, Void, and Arc and stuff like that. Correct. So really good idea. I like it. Quality of life. Iron Banner will be coming back. Oh, let's see. We got Masterwork Armor here. Iron Banner next week. We got Ornaments, and you can purchase armor and weapons. The Ornaments here, they will have challenges on them. And it looks like we got Ghost Shell, Sparrow. The Emblem is going to track. What does it track again? I'm seeing. I'm looking for it. I know the Emblem's going to track something.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I'll have to find it somewhere.
I thought it was kills.
They said the only thing pictured is Iron Banner ship is not. Okay. And then we have a shotgun, scout rifle, and hand cannon. So these are all going to be available through the engrams, but then also it looks like we can purchase them right here from the featured weapons thing right here. So, guys, thanks for hanging out. This thing is going to archive right now. Big thank you to K-Dub, my co-host on Guardian Radio, for doing this for me. And it's a lot of fun. We get to go through this rather than just rushing to make a video on all the updates because we get to go back and forth. And I think these are really good changes. You know, we've said this on Guardian Radio, K-Dub, where if they took all of the changes in the development plan and slapped them onto a DLC, we straight up would have a Taken King. We would have a Destiny 2 Taken King. But I think they're at the point where they can't wait to do that. They got to start rolling stuff out to get players more engaged. You know what I mean? So as much as I would like a new expansion, new content, new stories, new strikes, new PvP maps, and all of these changes at one time, because it would just absolutely be epic. But at the same time, they need to bring, you know, folks back who might have tapped out just because of the fact that they're not playing anymore. And that's pretty much it, guys. So, all right, folks.
I gotta say, with the two things that they have coming, the raid perks and Iron Banner.
Yeah.
With those two things that people go in and they get positive feedback, I think that's the step in the right direction that we've been looking for and asking for. And if Iron Banner goes well and it's Control, which is the most popular game type, the weapons look cool. You know, we get these different perks. We get these armor. We get these ornaments. And then the raid stuff with the perks there, the drop rates, the drops, the no duplicate exotics, all these different things are things that we've asked for. Yeah. They're giving it to us. If it follows through and the drop rates and the different things work out the way that they're saying that they will, I think this is a huge step going the right direction. So I like it.
Yeah, totally. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out. We're going to sign off right now. And also, if you're a sponsor, I'm starting to add sponsors at moderators because the more we get people on stream, I've noticed we've gotten a bit of toxicity who people love to come in here and just trash Destiny. And that's fine because you're watching my stream, and I appreciate you watching. But, hey, be cool. Just be cool in the chat. All right, stream.